a bang. All the and calls now, whichever get up. Light up my card with a sweet one, please. Someone flips me a bag baggy. Say, oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strong, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah.
What's going on, people? Welcome into another episode of the Stay Within Show, presented by iBoxingHub in association with our sponsor, D-Rock Clothing. I'm joined again with my man Ray. Eventful weekend this weekend, man.
Listen, man, that boy Usyk is good, man, and I had no doubts. And he showed me why the best of this generation.
Listen, I was there live. I gotta say, there's an aura. I'll give him aura. He's got that aura about him. I respect it, but obviously we will talk about Daniel Dubois. The title of the show is The Curious Case of Daniel Dubois, but we got to start with the man who is now officially a two-time undisputed heavyweight champion, Oleksandr Usyk, three-time officially in his career. Just talk to me about him. Like, just tell me about him. Like, what more can you say about Oleksandr Usyk right now at 38 years old? Or 38 years young?
Ultimate road warrior. The guy literally doesn't get home field advantage in any of his title fights. He goes out there, and you know how good you have to be to not only beat the boxer, but beat the politics of boxing, where you're so good that even those that normally might rig a fight just say, do you know what? He's done it. He's outdone it. We can't even rig this in our guy's favor. Like, bit shameful here, but you know the closest was AJ.
I don't know. I would say Tyson.
It was no. The closest fight was the second AJ fight, not the first one.
I still think Tyson won was because I still look at the
which one?
The first undisputed.
When the ref saved him from getting KO'd.
Yes. Because, and I'll tell you why. No, I'll tell you why. Because there were a lot of periods. There were periods in that fight where you can definitively say, bang, Tyson Fury had control of that particular moment in that fight.
He had some rounds. I won't take that away from him.
That's why I still believe it was Tyson 1. Tyson 2 was fought different as a fight.
No. The difference was once he got to, was it round 6 or 7, Usyk took over. And it's like we've always said about Usyk. The rounds that he needs to win, the guy will find a... If you throw one punch, Usyk's throwing back 3. He's getting his leg back. And 2, he's got this uncanny ability when he needs a round and his corner asks for him, like, yo, let's say it's getting to round 6 and his team's like, all right, halfway through, we need this 7th round. He just doesn't fail. And there's 2 times he's done that. The first time I remember seeing this was the AJ fight where I believe...
Round 11-12.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Because we were just like, that night, was it the 9th round or the 10th round when AJ had a really good night?
It was the 10th round because it was 11-12 and we were just like, you've just seen the fact that AJ was on top. Yeah, because at that point I scored it at 5-0.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, you just need to you can get these 2 rounds and you win the fight. But yeah, no, I remember that so easily.
That was the scariest. And that's one of the scariest things I've seen in boxing. And this is in a sport where like people get knocked out cold. And it was only scary because I've seen very few people. The only other person who comes into recent memory that I saw that happening with was maybe Beterbiev in the first fight with Bivol, where the corner's just like, yo, we need this. And if you've ever, even if you don't even have to have fought before, if you've ever sparred before, and you know how it is when your lungs are burning. Now, imagine it being championship rounds at the world class, the top of the top level, and you find it in you somewhere to go to that dark place and just that dog in you just comes out.
I'll be honest, I don't even think it's the dark place. I think that's a happy place for him.
I'll be
honest, it's a happy place.
Maybe, but it's just uncanny to know that you've got that in you, that when you really need to dig in, not everyone's got that ability. And I think that's the thing with Usyk that really puts him on top for me, is that ability to win when he needs to. Not everyone's got that, because it's not just a physical thing. It's a mentally, you have to push yourself down a boundary that's just is asking so much of your body, and he manages to do it. He done it against AJ in that second fight. He done it in that first fight with Fury when Fury was starting to look. I'm no hater. Fury was starting to get the best of him in the middle rounds, and then Usyk and his team said, "Listen, we need you to turn it up." And that guy went in there and he let everyone know that I'm the best guy, and he's very Phil. And he said it about this fight. He goes, "The bar is still the same. I'm going to go in there." And he done it what he needed to do. Overwhelmed him, shut him down.
Do you know what was crazy? Like when I was watching the fight again, it was literally a case of after the first round, I was like, yeah, this fight's done. Like I don't want to be that guy that judges it. I was like, the way Usyk was hitting him with his jab and the cleanness of it, but then it was like, okay, Daniel is very stagnant. His actual boxing ability isn't anything special against a actual mover. If you can move around Daniel Dubois, you make it difficult for him. AJ, with the most respect, when Daniel landed on him, it was like, I can advance. You can't advance Oleksandr Usyk when you lack a level of footwork as well. And if Usyk's footwork is just sensational, the way he's able to switch around, constantly giving new shapes and stuff. And I was like, yeah, after round one, I was like, yeah, this fight's done. Like he will stop him. But the manner of the way that it was done, I was just like, yeah, there's nothing you can say about Oleksandr Usyk. And that's painful for me because I still like Tyson Fury. I still believe I'd be excited about the trilogy. I would be personally because I need my boy
Get that
to
out of here.
get the win. But what can can be done against Oleksandr Usyk to actually be able to beat this guy? Because I know Joseph Parker seems to be a name that's going to be out there. Tyson Fury trilogy potentially could be out there, whether you like it
Absolutely
or not.
not.
Whether
That
you
is
like it or
nothing.
not, it could happen.
We are not robbing Joseph Parker no
I've got a
more.
question. Wait. When you say robbing Joseph Parker,
We are
of
not
what though?
robbing Joseph Parker of his opportunity no more. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Stop
no.
playing.
Are you being the opportunity to fight for the world title or the
Yes,
opportunity to fight Usyk?
the opportunity to fight for the world title.
Okay, so let's put this into perspective. He still maintains his mandatory status, and we give the Usyk fight to Tyson Fury, right? Or let's say the belts do scatter a little bit, where Usyk doesn't get the
Oh no,
opportunity to
no. Oh,
defend.
listen. If the belt scatter,
Yeah.
then go get your belt. I
Okay.
am talking. If Usyk says he wants to hold all those belts,
Mm.
Tyson Fury is not next. Not only is Tyson Fury not next, he has to see AJ.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think we get that anyway, but yeah, I want to
There
just.
is no need for when you're down 2-0, it's like you've lost. It's the term is called best 2 out of 3. Usyk's got the 2. And it's not even like it was a long time ago. This was recent. It's
This is
not
what
like
I will say. This is what I will
this
say.
isn't Pacquiao Marquez where every single fight was questionable up until the fourth one. No, both fights were definitive enough.
I
Usyk,
don't think they were definitive enough. Definitive enough is a statement that
Abbas, I'm not
that's a bit
entertaining your
strong. Okay,
shamelessness.
that's fine. That's fine.
I'm
But
not
that's my point.
entertaining your
I will
shamelessness.
say that I don't believe they were definitive enough, but I can understand why Usyk got the win. But just on him and just his boxing ability, have you seen? Because people are saying he's the greatest of all time at heavyweight. Have you seen a more pure fighter that you can remember that carries his weight at his weight division?
I'm gonna speak on it. I'm not gonna say all time
Mm.
because I'm not gonna do the whole fake reactionary act like I'm some boxing heavyweight historian. In recent memory, he is the best heavyweight I've seen next to Lennox Lewis.
Okay. I'm going to
He is
ask
the
you this
best
one then.
heavyweight that I've seen next to Lennox Lewis.
Where does he rank in terms of boxers that you've seen across all divisions?
He's up there. He's up there.
Mm.
See, it's so many that I'm trying to I'm in Doctor Strange mode, trying to just think of all the. Obviously, Floyd Mayweather first comes to mind.
Yeah.
Andre Ward comes to mind. Who else comes to mind?
Like you could put Lennox in there then if you're looking
Lennox
at,
obviously comes to mind.
and then you got the current crop as well.
I feel like Daniel Dubois now. I'm information overload. Who the hell am I? Put it like this.
I would
Just
put
off the rip. Is he up there with some of the best in what I've seen? Absolutely. Only because you've done that cruiserweight. Then you went up and done it at heavyweight, where heavyweight at that time was seen as it started off a two-man race between AJ and Wilder. Then Fury came in, it was a three-man race. And Usyk came in and he said, yo, you lot can tussle over. It's like if it's the Prem, Usyk said, you lot can tussle over who gets Champions League. I'm getting first. Like that was crazy. And the fact that he lapped the best in that division twice. You beat a two-time unified champion AJ twice. You beat Dubois when he was on his way up, and you beat Dubois at his. I wouldn't say you could argue at his peak. He beat Tyson Fury, who, listen, for as much stick as we give Tyson Fury,
he was the only one that he beat that was unbeaten.
What a fight that was. What a fight that was. And Tyson Fury, I feel like, pushed Usyk to the limits. And Usyk still managed to not only meet that limit, but go over it. And to be fair, I think Usyk is slowing down. That's how good he is that even whilst he's slowing down, he's still better than the rest.
I hear it. Do you know what? I'll say this, like, when you come in to a division and you basically clean up. Now, I will say this. There is the reason he's been able to do it and being able to get the fights with the ease that he's been able to is obviously because the money's been there. So financially, it's been easier, but then you still have to go out there and deliver. And he has done that. So I do respect that as well. So for me, yeah, he's in that bracket of top 3 to 5 fighters I'll ever see. And
I wouldn't be mad at it.
even though I prefer Tyson, I still believe in Tyson. If Tyson goes up against Usyk, he can beat him, or he's the closest fighter that can beat him in boxing for me.
I can respect that.
At the end of the day, if he's coming out on top, whether we agree with the decisions or not, or whatever, you have to respect it. And like his performances against, like you said, Daniel Dubois, AJ, etc., and the fact that when it gets to that nitty gritty, he finds a way to get through it. Before we do talk about Dubois, because I'll be honest, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in Dubois and everything. I'll go through a few little comments. Ross saying both three fights were close, and the AJ rematch, so not a complete dominant champion in the way of Lennox and Dingy. Klitschko, all-time greatest status is still up for debate due to the lack of number of opponents. Only 4 championship level heavyweights at his resume. I've always said this. I don't really care a lot as long as in your resume, when it's all said and done, you have names on there. You have
And
the
it's not
names.
like, I'm not trying to be funny. There's no other outstanding heavyweights right now, other than Joseph Parker, who's a former champion. There's no other outstanding heavyweights right now for him to face where I'm going to be like, that's going to add to his legacy. I think Joseph Parker can, only because he was a former world champion. Anyone else after Parker, it does nothing for him. Now,
see, I'm kind of the same. Let's go through more. Shout out to our guy Tony. Let's jump again. And we got obviously our man Stevie.
My guy Neymar as well. Shout out Neutral as ever.
We love Neutral. Trey's saying I am very fine,
Always very
whatever.
true.
And then you just give a little shout out saying, how was the experience live? Listen, I'll say this now. That entrance, I get it. Seeing it live is so sick, but I will say this. Usyk's entrance is one of the few that I will then come back, watch it on TV because I know, but I need Adam Smith's commentary only on it. I don't need anybody else because he makes it different. It's the same way I went back and watched Kell Brooks' what's it called, entrance as well because of the commentary as well. But the actual experience was sick. We've got a few more comments coming through. Stevie saying, I hope Usyk retires.
Likewise.
Now, one more.
That's what I said, Joseph. If it's not Joseph Parker, then I don't want to see it.
I think financially, I don't know where they do Joseph Parker.
Saudi. That's easy.
But how much? So you see, like this undercard, there wasn't much to go with it.
Yeah.
With that one, as much as it's Parker versus Usyk, you kind of then need to run a semi-stacked undercard for people to care.
That's fine, but it's going to be in Saudi.
I think if they did Fury Usyk, it might be in the UK, but I think they also trying to push the idea of
hey, Abbas, take the L out of brother. It's over.
No.
Take the L out of lover. It's over,
No,
brother.
it's good. And final quick one, accomplishment alone, Usyk is an all-time great. Realistically, after seeing all since Ali, he beats 5 of the top 5 heavyweights in my lifetime. So
that's fair.
I'm okay with that. Now, Daniel Dubois. Do you want to start with the party or do you want to start with the fight?
Let's start with the fight first because the party is only an afterthought of what we found out after the fight.
Let me say something that people are going to hate. And I'm going to agree with Tony Bellew on this because I saw a clip and he's not kind of wrong for me. And I'm paraphrasing what he said, but he kind of just said Dubois was a bit of a quitter. He didn't want to be there because he likened it to himself. He goes, look, when I was knocked down, I was flat out. I heard the 6 count. I shot up. My team saved me. When you were knocked down, you want to try to get up. It looked like when that second knockdown happened, at least, even the first one, you got up for the sake of getting up for the first one. But when the second one knocked down, you looked at your team, you looked at the ref, and you kind of just waited and you just wanted to play it out. You just wanted to semi-quit and you just wanted to carry on as normal because then you got back up straight after the 10 count. You weren't exactly needing support to get up after the 10 count. And I kind of do get it. I will say this, maybe it sounds horrible. Dubois, excellent front runner. When he's on top of you, he's going to hurt you. But the moment there is adversary for Daniel Dubois, and I'm not talking about the fact that you're coming back from it and getting some great wins. I'm talking about in the actual fight, when there is adversity.
Adversity. They go the first time, but adversity.
You stink it up. You don't actually have the bottle to get in and try to fight through it.
That I will have some pushback. Like I believe Maverick Defender said in the comments, for many people, we're gonna say presumption because we don't know, but for many people they presume Dubois is on the spectrum. So what I've said before is, does Dubois quit? You could argue yes, but he doesn't quit for me personally, he doesn't quit in the, what's the word I'm looking for? In the normal presumed sense of, there's some fighters where it gets on top and they're just like, you know what, I ain't got a heart for this, I ain't got a dog for this. Like, they just want an excuse to be out there. Whereas Daniel, it comes more across like, I just don't want to do this. It's like he gets so overwhelmed with information, which, to paraphrase Usyk, he did say that's what he's going to do with Daniel. Like, he's the same person. Daniel is a fighter. His plan A is magnificent. Or no, shall I say his plan A is powerful? Hence why when AJ went up against him in the gunslinging contest, it was bad because if Daniel sticks to his plan and he doesn't get diverted off it, it's a very powerful plan to, not get hurt by it. Gunslinging with Daniel Dubois should not be recommended. Whereas Usyk, he overwhelms him with information in regards to the angles he's coming at. Like, Usyk is dipping, bam, pivot, bam, sidestep, bam, and I think Dubois is just like, what the hell's hitting me? And then I think what happened with Dubois is like, because he's like a one-track mind. It's like I have to go from A to B. I don't have a plan B, plan C, plan D. So then, excuse me, I think with Dubois is almost like it's like a game of FIFA to him. He's just like, I don't want to play this no more. But it almost comes across like, yo, do you realize you're in a fight? Because it's just like that's the look on his face. Is kind of just like, I'm overwhelmed with information. I don't want to do this no more. So can you argue that he quit? Yes, but not in the sense of, I don't think he quits in the sense of he doesn't have that dog in him. It's almost like he quits because he feels overwhelmed with what's happening, and it's almost like, yo, I just need this to all end. So yeah, whatever, I'm gonna take the knee.
I mean, I hear it. I hear it.
And don't get me wrong, I do feel like, I think what people underestimate, and I'm glad Lennox Lewis stood up for Dubois, where Lennox Lewis was saying, listen, the times I got knocked down, I had my faculties about me, but my body was just like, nah, like, we're shut down. So we can't take that away from Dubois, that he might have been completely rocked. And people that also don't realize that last knockdown, when people are just like, oh, he calmly got up and walked, his crew also threw the towel in. So I think
then throwing the towel in at the 9 count is like me going to a McDonald's at 6 a.m.
I think no, don't get me wrong. I
just went to the gym. Like, like it makes no sense.
If they told because this is my thing. I believe if Daniel's corner told him, yo, get up, we need this, I honestly think he gets up. But then I also think the corner knows him enough to know, like, he's checked out mentally. So there's no point of him taking punishment because he's checked out mentally. Why make him go through this? He's clearly not all there at the moment. He's rocked. So it's kind of just like saving from himself. But so, it's a very,
I'm okay to say that
delicate thing to talk about.
If you throw in the towel earlier, if you throw in the towel at the 9 count, where my guys look left and right, he's looking for guidance. And it's like, I don't know what to do. I need some help. And I don't know. So I get it. I don't get it because I'm not on the spectrum. If he is, by the way, if he is, there's nothing been ever confirmed. So I don't want to turn around and say, "Oh,
yeah." That's what like we said. We're presuming, yeah.
Yeah. You've got to then think: is that the right sport for you? Because if you're constantly in them type of positions where, okay, you can go right for 3 fights, and you can't execute a plan B because for whatever reason you're unable to download a certain amount of information, execute it on the fly like that because of your condition.
You may not adapt in the moment.
Yeah. Then we got to think, look, you are getting hit, and how is that going to settle for you down the line when you get older, when you get to like 40 and stuff like that? If you are, because at the end of the day, he's not fighting at 135, even though there's heavy punches. You're fighting at a weight limit where there is no weight limit. So surely then you might need to have a recheck just naturally in life and realize, okay, if I can't execute plan A, and my plan B is where I can't download enough information to adapt, and I'm just going to get knocked up, that surely isn't going to be good for you 10, 12, 13 years down the line.
I don't think he'll do this long term. And like looking at some of the comments of like with Ra and Mr. Neutral saying Frank needs to advise Daniel. Frank's not going to be the. Listen,
Frank's not going to do that.
Frank ain't going to do. Frank's making money off him as bad and like dark and dirty as that sounds.
That is one of his 2 younger pay-per-view stars potentially.
He is not. Frank is not going to be the one to tell
No.
him to get out of there. It needs to be someone on the Dubois side that tells him,
Oh, we're gonna
"Yo,
talk about Dubois side soon.
you made the money, leave." But I also feel like it's a thin line because sometimes you do need to tell your child, "Yo, push through." There are times in life when we do want to give up and we're close to something, and we do need that family member when we are down to just be like, "Yo, push through." However, if it comes out that Daniel's defiant that he doesn't want to fight, that's when I feel like we should take him out. Because I also do feel, I feel like Daniel does like boxing, but I think he does like boxing. I think he likes boxing and he likes making his family happy. But then it's also a thing of sometimes when that's all you know, because by the sounds of his story was the whole thing of he's been groomed to become this since he was young. And you can tell from when he speaks, he's got a passion for boxing because it's most of what he knows. I won't say it's all he knows, but it's most of what he knows. So it's a big part of his identity. So I don't think it will even be easy to convince Daniel himself not to do it. But I'm sure he's also thinking at the same time, he doesn't like the feeling of what Usyk put him through. And there's two sides to this. There's not going to be many people like Usyk around to make Dubois feel like the way he did on Saturday. On the other end, he can find success. However, if you do carry on, you're gonna come across adversity again. And if every single time you
Shall
come
I
across
tell you who the adversity could be? And the
who's
reason
that?
I say it is Moses. Moses
I
Atoma's
haven't seen enough of a time at the top level to keep on.
the only reason I say is I've said this. I feel like I'm not saying they're both similar. I've said I need Moses to be tested by, and this is where Frank's very smart. He's not put him against a boxer who moves. He's put him against some form of a target that he can hit with and doesn't have a lot of mobility. Dubois is kind of similar. If you put Dubois in a mobility situation where there's a fight that moves, it can be a bit tricky for him, like we've seen with Usyk. But obviously, Usyk is at a top level. But now, if you have a guy like Moses who can swing and punch fucking hard, Dubois at the same time, I feel like, and Moses being very young the way he is, I'm not saying he's ready to
Frank
fight
will
him
not
yet.
match them up.
Frank wouldn't do it, but at the same time, if Dubois, let's say, came back into the ring and got knocked out once again, and then takes a very extended period break, Moses continues to go because I think he's in line or very highly ranked with one of the boards. I wouldn't be surprised if Dubois becomes a sacrificial lamb.
Yeah,
For
I mean we've seen it many a
Dubois
times.
becomes a sacrificial lamb going forward. And Steve is saying the same thing because Atoma beats Daniel Dubois right now.
I haven't seen enough of Atoma in the deeper rounds yet to say that. Obviously, he's got that fight against Dillian White, which would be a good litmus test, but I don't know. The thing is, we're all kind of, I get it, the whole speed of Atoma and everything. We're all downplaying the IQ of Usyk. And Ra said earlier on, do you think Usyk knows that, you think Usyk presumes that Dubois is on the spectrum? Me personally, I think Usyk, I think Usyk knows his mindset fighting wise that he's a one track person.
Yeah.
Whether he thinks he's on the spectrum, I don't know. But I think Usyk can identify like this guy is a plan A front runner. If you overwhelm him with information, you can get him out of there. I don't know if there's as many heavyweights that are as good as Usyk to overwhelm him because it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you know what to do, but have you got the talent and ability to do it? We're all just casually saying, yeah, let's overwhelm Dubois with information. Not everyone's Usyk.
Yeah.
Not everyone's cutting the angles. Not everyone's moving like him.
I mean, nobody's Usyk. I do get it.
Yeah,
but
not
it's
everyone's
just
fighting like Usyk to just everyone else can't just overwhelm Daniel Dubois because you saw what he's done with the rest of the division.
Yeah.
Very few people can stop his plan A. So I'm not gonna put it on until Atama shows me, well, not me personally, but shows us that he's got that in his locker. I'm not going to put it's like, let's not make him a hypothetical champion before he's shown us what he can do. And that's not to say he can't do it. I'm saying let's just wait, because we've seen in this game how people will be like, oh, this person's next up, this person's next up. And then once they lose or once they don't show what we presume, they just get dropped like a bad habit. So it's just like, take time. Let's find out. But on that note, Partygate. Abbas, talk to me.
So I'll be honest, the first time I saw this, right, I was like, oh, Simon Jordan talking on TalkSport, yeah? There's nothing really to it. I don't know where he's coming out with this thing. Then I see, okay, he's not just talking. There's Joseph Parker there. Lawrence Akoli's there. I can't remember the other brother. There's always with TalkSport Boxing. So all of them are there. And I'm like, okay, wait, he's got a proper panel here. So he's not just speaking with Jim White randomly on the morning talk show. He's proper breaking this shit down. Then the videos come out, and I'm just like, yo, I'm sorry. Daniel Dubois, he's a grown man. But like we've talked about, sometimes you just can't say no to your dad. If this is Spencer Oliver, that's it. Yeah, shout out Andrew for that. And I just think it's a disgrace. I'm not even gonna lie. I think it's embarrassing.
Right, it's crazy.
He just wanted to drive. He just wanted.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong, but you are crazy.
That is crazy, but he's not wrong. He just wanted to drive.
He's
But
not
yeah,
wrong,
the whole thing for me, like, you can have a party to celebrate something. What are you celebrating right now? The fact that you're about to go into a fight, you've not come out of the fight. Why are you doing a gathering? And then Don Charles is the worst. I'm sorry, like, but you can come out and say something bad about it. Nobody's gonna fire you from the team. The fact that he turned around and said it was.
Let's not say that.
Well, actually, they could do. They could do.
We've
his
heard
dad,
rumors about the dad being temperamental. So maybe Don Charles is trying to put out fires whilst making sure that, you know.
I just think, bro.
You know that one uncle that gets carried away and doesn't.
Yeah, well, 100%.
Listen, yeah.
I think if Daniel is gonna be serious once these guys leave, you kind of have to get your dad away. The same way we criticize Tyson with John, and he doesn't do it, but then he'll push him to one side to a little bit. I think he has a little bit, just a little bit, not as much, but even in the fight,
finish, please.
I was gonna say, even in the fight, I believe there was a point where they're in the corner and his dad comes in and he turns to his dad. That's your trainer, bro. Your dad is your dad. Like, I criticized John when he was yapping away for too much. I was like, shut up and stay in your corner, stay in your lane. And that's what I think he needs to. His dad needs to do the same thing.
Here's the issue with that.
Mm.
Because what you're saying is similar sentiments. I saw Tony Bailey was saying the same thing. Once again, this goes on to the presumption of if he is on the spectrum. There are certain symptoms where it's like you'll revert back to type A. You revert back to certain habits being on the spectrum. So being on the spectrum is like, and Bra's spoken to this before. Dubois' thing a lot of the time is, yo, I'm gonna look to my dad because my dad is like, that's his core. That's the person that knows him best. That's the person that can get him to calm down. That's the person that provides him security. So it's not as easy as saying, yo, take his dad away, because if, like I said, if it's to presume that he's on the spectrum, his dad is the one that can help him center himself when he needs to. Pardon me. So with that being said, if his dad is the one that, you know, gets him to where he needs to be, it's not as easy as like Fury. You can tell he's got a separate relationship from his dad where he can just tell his dad, yo, allow it, Sugar Hill's my guy, let him speak. Whereas Dubois is not as easy because his relationship with his dad isn't as simple as, yo, get this guy out of here. And I don't even know their relationship, whether it's a relationship of respect, whether it's a relationship of attachment, whether it's a relationship of fear.
I think it's a combination of all three.
Yeah,
I think it feels like a combination of all three.
Then it's not as easy as saying yo, get his dad out of the corner because his dad centers him clearly.
Then
And
I'll
this,
be honest. The
yeah,
dad,
go
and this ain't me. When I say this, I say this not in a horrible way.
on.
Then he's doing a shit parenting job and he's doing a horrible thing. Because your son's about to go into undisputed. And I don't care if you did it before against AJ. The reason it didn't come out against AJ was because you came out and won the fight. If you had lost that fight, it would have come out then. So don't you can't do stupid things like that. You then can't turn up 90 minutes before your ring walk is scheduled.
That's no. The party is one thing. Getting to the arena around that time is so
And you know why the delay happened?
yeah.
Because he wanted his 70 guys that apparently were in the sausage fest to come in, and security were apparently saying no. So,
Listen, man.
so like, I get it. Like, look, I'll be honest. Like, I probably can I say it? I won't say it, but I probably do have family as well. Like if I was a sports guy, they would probably be like, oh, bro, we can leech onto him, not in a bad way, but like, oh,
Of
we can.
course, no, they
We can
wanna,
do shit. We can do shit. We can host a party.
they want to take
That's what.
advantage of
Yeah,
their
that's our
blessing.
family. Yeah,
Yeah, of
that's our
course.
family. So he's not going to say anything. And obviously, I'm not on the spectrum in that sense. But I would then turn around and say, listen, I've got a World Cup final to play. There ain't no parties happening. I'm going to sleep or I'm going to do my routine. My routine might be playing FIFA till midnight, 1 o'clock, whatever that is before it. But that's my routine. My routine isn't having a party with the people you know and you just want to look like you got a big entourage for yourself, but look cool and be like, I can get you in this, I can get you in that, because that don't work. And for me, like I remember when I saw because I got 2 text messages at the arena because I did it when I was at Wembley. They're like, is Dubois not there? And I was like, nah, they just showed him on the screen. They go, no, on commentary. And I remember it was 8:15. 8:17, I get the 2 text messages. Where's Duval, bro? And I go, they just showed him on screen. I go, yeah, they've been mentioning he's not been here yet. And then I was like, yo, Usyk. Then I seen the outside. Then I seen went on Twitter and I see Usyk already wrapped up touching pads. And I was like, yeah, this is it. This is a
Constant and
horrible night.
professional, man. And listen, this is why I also say, and I said it in the group. This is why, love him or hate him, you have to respect AJ, because for as long as AJ was champ, for as long as he was the A side, for as long as he was getting, the spoils of boxing, the level of discipline AJ still kept throughout that time, from becoming world champ to unified champ to losing to Ruiz. And Ruiz, another one that, he sipped from the poison chalice. Is like, you became unified and then you got sloppy. And then AJ became unified again and he got the
Do you know
belt.
what? I'd say the reason I don't look at Ruiz as much is you cashed in. You cashed in. You got
No,
your thing, yeah.
it's the same thing. I think the difference is Dubois is not the one who got lost in the sauce. His camp did. That's the difference. Whereas Ruiz got lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
And this is why, like I said, this is why I gotta give AJ credit. He's one of the few champions outside of like a Mayweather.
I mean, Mayweather never got lost in the sauce, but
You know,
Mayweather had issues.
that's what I'm saying. But
He had issues.
Mayweather still had a level of discipline and drive that made him not slack.
I'm gonna be honest. I just think he was so much better though than everyone.
No, but remember, we can't ever take away from the fact that he was so much better than everyone because of his work ethic.
Yeah.
Like they used to say, Mayweather will go clubbing and he'll jog back. Do you know
Yeah.
how
Do you know how crazy that is there?
Yeah, do you know how much discipline you have to have to like even indulge in some of that party lifestyle? He didn't take drugs, he still didn't drink alcohol, and he still was doing his workouts.
Yeah.
Even
he used to jog to the strip club.
That's what I'm saying. His Mayweather's thing was, even if I indulge in certain parts of that lifestyle, I'm still getting my workout in. And like I said, the same with AJ, whereas like I've got to respect the fact that after all those paydays, you still had enough discipline to rein it in somewhat. You weren't going too crazy despite all the success, and especially after the Klitschko fight, he could have just even he's your guy, but you can say Tyson Fury after he beats Klitschko.
Oh,
You
Tyson.
saw
Yeah.
what he
But,
indulged in after.
but this is the thing. So I'm also putting Canelo in the bracket as well.
Yeah,
Canelo
for
gets
sure.
Canelo gets in
Canelo's
the
another
bracket.
one where it's like,
Crawford, I can give him a little bit, but I think Crawford's more chasing. Yeah.
No. Crawford is different only because the only reason I say Crawford is different. Crawford always had success ring wise, but commercially
Financially, yeah, that's what I mean. He
it
will get that.
it
He will
wasn't the
get
level.
that
Yeah,
late.
Crawford has. Don't get me wrong. Crawford
Yeah.
definitely has discipline. One of the most disciplined guys, but it wasn't to the level of a Canelo, Mayweather, and AJ where you're the guy.
Yeah, you have money and you can chill.
Yeah, to be the guy and you're still getting the work in like Canelo and AJ, full props to them because it's hard. On the Western world anyway, the Eastern Bloc fighters seem to lifestyle wise, the Eastern Bloc fighters are just like they don't seem to indulge in too much craziness.
We see what
anyway.
We see what Islam says all the time. Bring your kids to Dagestan.
Yeah, come on, 2-3 years.
Then you can see them.
2-3 years and forget, man.
You know what I will say is, I think I said it in the chat as well that when it came to AJ, because he did the Olympic route and then he turned professional at age where you've outgrown some parts of being young.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you outgrown the club always, but when you're 24, 25, 26, I think you turned pro at 25, I want to say anyway, your mind frame should be a bit different. Just naturally, you're on.
No, I think it's worse. I think that's the age where you are. I feel like 22.
No, my point being is when you go.
That's like uni. That's like uni clubbing. That's not like the real like 25, 26 is when you're being brought to the big boy clubs with the ballers and the
Oh no, but that's my point. The fact that he turned pro, the fact that he turned pro at that point, around that age, and then it's like okay, and then it was only like what 3 years later he beats Klitschko, if I'm not wrong. I'm trying to work out because
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
My point being is a normal person, which is what I'm relating to AJ.
Yeah.
Has been should then understand, right? I am at an adult age where I don't need to be stupid. There are people that do be stupid, so I respect what he's done.
Yeah.
But I also look at it as like if I was 28 with money, or if I start my sporting career at 25, at 28, I should be smart and understand that. Then again, at the same time, I will still go to Louis Vuitton and spend.
That's I said. I know that ain't who I think he is.
No, but see, I can afford to do that. I'm just not gonna do anything that's gonna deviate from my sporting career.
Yeah.
You will not see headlines from me. You will see me spend because that's the money I've worked on. You see me buy the house, the car, whatever.
It's easier said than done.
But I won't put myself in a stupid position. But I can't blame him.
Money makes you more of what you already was. That's why I respect the AJ and Canelo because it's just like, yeah, you've got the generational money, and you're still out there putting in work. Like it's that discipline in itself. That's why it's like there's a lot of people that rate more defending the belt than getting the belt. Getting the belt is one thing because you're hungry and you're trying to get to the top. Staying at the top is a whole level of discipline that very few touch. Especially when you're not only are you at the top, you get the money that select few get. Listen, man.
No, just quick comments here before I just want your final take on everything. Our guy Andy saying Daniel Dubois' prep for AJ came across more spiritual and good vibes, encouraging him. Saturday was full of people taking advantage of jumping on the wave, free tickets, and there for the champagne. Yeah, I agree. I think that's literally the best way to summarize it. They were like, "Oh shit, because I do believe there were people in his camp, and I'll say this, that didn't think he would beat AJ. They were like, yo, we just cash in on the AJ fight. And then, do you know what? Because we're only 27, we get another shot later on at 30. Yeah. And the fact that he was able to beat him, and I was like, oh, we're going to run back Wembley and sell that and make 50 M's or whatever the hell. Yeah, let's bring the champagne out type of thing. So
Champagne.
Ross saying, I'm not even. I can't be bothered. He's
I will
saying he
not
wants to
get
go clubbing with him.
raw. Will
You know
not
what
get.
Raw did once? I'm gonna say it's explosive. He came,
I don't even. I'm scared to go to clubbing the places Ra goes clubbing.
bro. He's at the bingo hall. He's like, Prism shut down. I can't go to Prism anymore. I'm going bingo hall.
Oh,
That's it, Prism Kingston and everything like that. Yeah, he was like,
that
I
is
can't go there.
funny.
I can't go Prism anymore. He's shut down. But to be
Prism,
fair,
I ain't heard that in years.
bro, what a vibe. But
Prism.
this actually kind of makes sense. Floyd was doing Instagram before Instagram.
Yeah,
He never,
sure.
which does make sense. He just loved rollerblading.
But no,
But
yeah,
his
but Floyd
personality,
also likes Floyd. He says himself he's flashy. Like he likes the
yeah,
flashy lifestyle. Like that's just his personality wise. He likes the flashy
yeah.
lifestyle.
But yeah, just overall, right now, if you're Daniel Dubois, what do you do? Like how? Because look, I'll be honest with you. Usyk will be in the sense that Usyk won't care that people aren't talking about Usyk's victory. I don't think.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, I've done my job and stuff. Dubois, if we were now just talking about the fight, yeah, fine, it is one thing. But now for the next, what are we in Tuesday? For the next till Saturday, I reckon, because Frank's got another show, I think, in Bournemouth. There's going to be questions given straight to Frank about this party, etc., and stuff like that. What do you think if you're sitting at home, you've been Daniel Dubois? What is your logical next step that you can try to do?
The bar's just if he wants to continue fighting, he's just gonna go back to the drawing board. I won't even say the drawing board. I genuinely think his safe haven is just training in the gym. From what the many people I've heard train around him, they're saying like he just likes training. It's a lifestyle thing, and I get it because I'm not that I've been world champ or anything like that, but training just mentally is a nice place to go to, just to work, just to unwind. And I feel like Daniel's always going to train. That's just embedded in him. He needs to decide whether he wants to still fight, which I think he will. I don't think it'll be for much longer. But as harsh as it is, he is a bit of a front runner, and that's okay. And guess what? All you need to do is wait until Usyk retires, maybe get a belt one more time, and then from there, if he loses the belt one more time, just say I'm done. I still think there's a few big paydays in it for him. It's like we made the comparison with the Austin Theory and John Cena thing. He didn't get the big rub from defeating AJ because he just wasn't that guy. No matter what, AJ is who he is, and I think Dubois, they just took advantage that he beat AJ there, but they know that he's not going to be the charismatic guy to do Wembley again like that. So, I think he'll fight again, but I don't know if he's got too much time in boxing. I think he can become champion again, but with how wayward his life is outside of boxing, or let me not say his lifestyle, with how wayward his corner is, I don't know how much longer he can go on at that level without some form of parliamentary procedure. Word to Christina.
I'm kind of with you. I mean, look, I always say like at the end of the day, we can't speak on parental relationships or whatever.
Yeah.
That's someone else's kid or whatever. But from the outside looking in,
Caroline.
Yeah, I mean, she to be fair, what she did was the ballsy thing.
Yeah.
In terms of, and then like, what's funny is now on social media, you are seeing snippets of interviews that she's probably done in the past that come up, and you're like, raw, she actually was saying this and that. We didn't
remember,
pick it up.
she's also not as attached. She doesn't have that same.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does. She doesn't have that same relationship with the dad because I think she also, when she got into boxing, the dad didn't want her to go into boxing. She'd been doing it by herself for a long time, basically. So I think with her, it's easier for her to just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my own thing.
Oh no, I mean, I think it's more some of the comments that you start hearing. He's toxic, this, that, little
Oh yeah,
things like
that
that.
too. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
When you start now putting the pieces together for what we're apparently seeing, we can't even say apparently what we are actually seeing and hearing behind the scenes with Dubois and his father and everything. Okay, it kind of slowly starts making more sense. For me, it's as straight as this. Like, if you want to run it where for the next 3 years you want to win a title, potentially defend it, um, like I said, the level of competition should not be as great as it is right now in terms of the guys that we've had with Fury, Usyk, and AJ and stuff like that. Parker will still be there. I do believe Parker is right now in that 25 to 30 bracket, 32 bracket, the best guy. Right now, he is. He seems the most locked in, even though if he fights Usyk, I believe he loses, but there's a more locked in persona about him. If you want to be that best guy, you might need to call it quits with your dad, even if there is something where there's a struggle to do in terms of that. Or get the diagnosis, get an official diagnosis, and guess what?
I
People will
don't
look
think.
at it
I
differently.
think even if they do, they won't say it out loud.
Then I know this is going to sound like a shitty thing to say. Be prepared for more criticism.
I think the dad is cool with it. Honestly, because if
Yeah,
they,
but that's the point. The dad
but
can
remember,
be
this
cool with
isn't
it.
the first time that they face this. They faced this same scrutiny with the Joe Dress. It's not like this ain't new to them. So
Oh
I
no,
think
no,
for the
but I'm
dad, he's
talking
probably
about
at peace. You never know. The dad might not even have social media, so everyone's saying this, and the dad's just like, it ain't
no, no.
reaching
My
me.
point being is, isn't the loss? The loss is one thing. It's what's coming out about this particular loss, and then what potentially can come forward. The fact that you have Don Charles basically defending it, saying it's a gathering. Or we done this.
Don Charles is doing what he needs to do to not
Yeah,
lose his job.
but that's my thing. Like, I think it's a little bit sad. With okay, fine, you can lose a fight, but it's just what's coming out afterwards and stuff like that. You kind of like, you know what? You can feel sorry for Daniel Dubois.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
do.
can kind of feel
I
sorry for him.
empathize with him.
But I just want to say one quick thing before we wrap up. You know what? Shout out Manny Pacquiao. I'll
Barrier.
say this. I'm gonna say this right here. I wish he wasn't robbed. I wish he had won that title. You know why? Screw it. I'm gonna say I'm interested for Manny Floyd too for a title.
That is so nasty.
Um,
Knock off this. You know, no,
I
wait.
am so interested
Knock
in that
this
shit.
all up.
I'm sorry.
Wait, actually, before I'm not entertaining this.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll tell
All
you what. When I saw the walk in, I was like, well, I'm ready for this. You know, Manny Pacquiao 45. Why not? Let's run it.
If Barrios doesn't have to rematch him, because I still don't know, they might have Barrios and be like, yo, you have to rematch Manny because of how contested it was. If Barrios doesn't have to face Manny, I know Conor Benn is going to be getting onto Eddie Hearn and saying, make that fight expeditiously. That
What,
boy
against
is
Pacquiao or
food.
Barrios?
Barrios, he must be looking at him like that boy is. Because
Oh yeah.
here's the thing as well. Conor Benn is probably thinking, if I get the Barrios fight, then I can face Manny Pacquiao. And he's probably thinking, and I'll be the one to put Manny Pacquiao away. Barrios has made himself look like food because he didn't want to put away Manny Pacquiao. And I honestly think Matchroom is going to be on the phone to WBC and be like, listen, Conor Benn needs that fight ASA. If there's any other chance of Conor Benn getting a world title, it's against Barrios.
Yeah.
So, that that was such a shame to see that Barrios couldn't. I told you, for his own good, I needed Pacquiao to be put out of his misery.
And
And I
listen,
say that
he was smiling. He was smiling.
I say that with love because I like Manny Pacquiao, but you shouldn't be. Look, Trey's saying El Azteca still beats Ben. I don't know. You clearly got a problem with pulling the trigger. Maybe we can only hope that you've got a problem with pulling the trigger against Pacquiao, because if it's a general issue of pulling the trigger, Ben's not going to hesitate.
And you'll be at a weight that Ben feels a lot more, in theory, confident with. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna put it out there. I wish Pacquiao won that.
Lock off the show. Lock off.
No, you can lock off the show. But listen, let's make it happen. Fuck it, I would need to be there. I know I'll be talking about Canelo Crawford. I'd be excited for it. But May Pac 2,
lock it.
Boy,
People,
I'm canceling.
people.
Listen, I'm canceling my wedding. I'm canceling my wedding. I'm sorry, I'm canceling my wedding. But we can get married in Vegas. It don't matter.
Oh, people.
I'm canceling my wedding.
It's been real. It's been
real, but I'm canceling my wedding. I'm sorry.
Abbas.
Manny Pacquiao, I'm buying ringside tickets. I'm telling you now. The wedding's $35,000. I'm buying you on tickets. Shout out the honeymoon.
People,
listen, people, like, share, subscribe.
Thank you very much for tuning in. Well, I'm not entertaining this no more. It's been real, Abbas. Look, I'm gonna reverse it now because you forced my hand. Any final words?
I told you. My final words are: I'm canceling the honeymoon. I'm canceling the wedding. 35,000 on the tickets.
Whoever played it out.
It's another band. All the Muslim cars now, whichever get up. I talk my scars with a sweet one place. Someone flicks me a back buggy. Say, oh, it's another one. It's another one, yeah. It's a full strand, yeah. Oh, it's another one. It's another one.